Hello, and welcome to Notes9. I'm David Leedy. Episode 23, XPages Review of TLCC Courses. XPages gets some TLC from TLCC. Okay, before we go on, this is a different show for me. It's not really a tip show. I'm going to actually do basically a product review of the courses from TLCC, and we're going to talk about them, and I'm going to show you a demo of what they look like and what you expect when you get them. Now, my disclaimer is that over the course of my notes history, I've bought with my own personal unreimbursed money maybe 4 or 5 courses from TLCC, including their first XPages course. The second one, which I do mention here, they did send me a free review copy of. So that's the disclaimer. Take that for what it's worth. Okay, let's talk about TLCC. Well, that's the Learning Continuum Company from TLCC.com, and they do courseware. It's electronic learning, and they focus on courses for the developer, administrator, and even the user. And it's mostly notes and domino focused, but they also have some courses for quicker and same time. And they've been out and they've been doing this for a long time. And it's a good way. If I was never that into certifications and taking the test, but it's a good way to learn to learn the material that is going to be on the test or so. So I don't think they're really focused on just getting you to pass the test like someone else might be. They're focused on teaching you how to actually do the material, and they do it kind of in a neat way because you're inside the Domino developer, or the Domino designer client for all the courses. So it's not like you're watching a video window and stuff like that. You're actually working in where you're learning in where you need to work. That's kind of novel. And of course, the big thing that they've got going on right now, which is what I'm interested in, is the XPages training. And they've got 2 courses for XPage training. They've got the Developing XPages 1, and they've got this more advanced course, or XPages 2. And both of them are the self-paced and learn inside the Domino Designer. But they've also added recently this new instructor-led training thing. So if you're a person who, just can't learn on your own because there's not enough time blocked out or so, they've got it's brand new. I don't know much about it. I believe they're week-long, basically training sessions that's done online with a live instructor. I believe they go through mostly the same material in the self-paced one, but I'm not sure. I'm sure it's tweaked a little bit or so. So that's kind of neat to see. So let me show you now what it looks like. What their training courses look like. Okay, so here's the first course that TLCC released, which is the Developing XPages 1 course, I guess now. And it comes with a bunch of databases, and the main one here is the lessons, where the meat of it is. And they've got 9 modules here on XPages goodness, starting with an overview, what our XPage is, how to create an XPage using the JavaScript editor, and what kind of goes on here. And there's a lot of good data here and good things on how to do everything. And as you use it, you got to remember this is all inside the Notes client. So, for instance, if you wanted to look for a particular module or a particular section you're working on, here's how they do it: is you go through the module, etc. You get all the good information, and then you can click a button to open the page in Designer. Okay, and you can kind of see what's going on here. And then what they do is they have activities. And you have to start the local HTTP task, which I think is running. Well, let's just make sure. Okay, so it is running. So we like that. And you can go to a demo view of it. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. This is the activity demonstration here. And if we look at that, here's the activity that they're demonstrating. And this one here is, I believe, changing select accounts. Okay, these are retail sports stores. Let's change them to Pro Shop, change customer type, and there you go. There's a partial refresh there, I imagine. You can come in and delete a selected document, etc. So if you come back
here in the activity, once you go through the activity, it says, continue the activity steps tab, and then you can open it up in Designer, and there it is. And then you can kind of go through what the lesson was and see how it works. So it's a very effective way to learn XPages. Now to look at the next one, I'm going to close that VM. They do have some security on this, so you can't just move it around from machine to machine too easily. So just make sure you're going to install it on a machine that you're going to use. I do believe they give you multiple downloads though too, so they've always been good about that as well. Okay, so here this is the XPages 2 course, and what we have here is module 1, the architecture, single copy XPage design. Custom controls are near and dear to my heart, and they just go into more advanced topics. Well, one thing that they do go into, which I'll highlight here a little bit, is there's even a topic on Blueprint, and I've screencasted about Blueprint once or twice, and they've got a lot of good information here on using Blueprint. And one thing that they do is a little different than what I've done, is they suggest just using the grid and only use the grid. And I never really thought about that, but that makes sense. Then you don't have to have any additional styling that you don't want. You can do all that yourself, and the grid is really the heart of Blueprint anyway. So I took that back and thought about that and thought, that makes a lot of sense for getting into Blueprint, especially if you know what you're doing with other CSS, or you want to learn and you don't want the Blueprint CSS to kind of get in the way and mess you up. But again, these are great courses. I'm very happy with them. I bought several of them myself over the years. Oh, let me just show you back in this one here because I have it. There is a discussion database in here where you can ask questions and questions will get answered, etc. So you're not all on your own. So TLCC, I'm very happy with them, and you might be too.
And that's the demo. If you have any questions for me or comments, here's my contact information, and I thank you very much.